Hello. Hello, hello. What's up? What's up? Hold on. Mic a little wonky. Here we go. Whoop. Hold on. What if I angle it? Yeah. There we go. My gores. Both my gores here. Boom. 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 What up? What up? Hellbent Wolfbot with the 50 months. Thank you, Hellbent Wolfbot. The big 5-0. 157. Swipe. Thank you for the 50 months. Woo. Uh oh, my sub thing didn't update. I have to go check it. Excited for the new books? Oh, I'm very excited. As somebody who has theoretically had them for a few weeks now, I would theoretically be pretty excited about them if I was somebody waiting for them. Hold on, connect. There we go. Wait, what? Oh, there it goes. There we go. Spoiler-free Gloomspite review. It's better than the old one. There you go. It's better than the old one. It wasn't that hard to do that though. Pound sign the tank 90 months. Howdy. They were the 90 months. Wowee. Swarm. They were the 90 months. Whew. Ender 33 months. They were the 33 months. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3. Swing. How's the music, by the way? This is on my Warhammer computer, so I don't know if it's like different. Devin Ryzen, 64 months. Thank you to Nintendo, 64 months. Wahoo, Sunday night, Crendor. I'm trying to finalize my Death Guard list for a tournament next month. Hell yeah, dude. Nice. Very nice. Woo! They were the 64 months. I completely forgot you painted Warhammer. Yeah. I love Warhammer. This stuff keeps me sane. So I've been working on this guy. Obviously, he's pretty much, you know, he's getting close to done now. Pretty happy with him. I still got to work on this stick up here or whatever. Thanks. And, you know, do some little details. But overall, pretty happy with my Gorgon. I've been working on my Cygor now. Here's my Cygor. So he's not on the ice. He's on the snow. So here's my snow base. I'm probably going to do some more to it. But this is like my very basic snow base. I'm pretty happy with it. And, you know, he's throwing his Hearthstone. Throwing his Hearthstone. Having a great time. New Beast Cast Vanguard box is interesting. Honestly, I think it's pretty solid. Comes with everything you'll need. I think the Gits one is kind of interesting, honestly. It's a little weird. But... because, I mean, the old start collecting Gits was... beep, 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 beep. It was the Rockgut Trogs the Squig Herd, and a Loon Boss. And now the new one is like Squig Hoppas, Loon Boss, Rocket Trogs, and Squig Hoppas. Or no, I already said, and it's got Stabbas. You get like 20 Stabbas or Shootas or whatever you want. So, I mean, it's better, I think, but it's not too different, you know what I mean? Beast of Chaos, I feel like, you know, I can't go into too much detail because, like, I know too much. You know what I mean? I think it's a good box. I know too much, man. I've played games with the new tomes, you know what I mean? But I will say, I will be on my exclamation point Warhammer YouTube channel. When the NDA is lifted, I will be doing reviews of the battle tomes. So you should go there and subscribe, because it's gonna be pretty soon. I'm painting since 2018, mostly orcs, mostly mainly 40k. I mean, that's still cool. I still got some 40k, it's fun. There is an NDA on the NDA date. Even though there's been announcements today about things. So I honestly don't know, but I like getting things for free, and I like getting them early, so I'd rather not break that. Lane Wakura with the 33 months. I only ask because I saw you follow him on Twitter. Do you watch Retail Archaeology? Yes. I love Retail Archaeology. He's great. I love seeing all the old stores. He's got good music, that old like vaporwave music or whatever it is, the old like mall music. Great channel. There were 33 months. Pop, pop, pop. This music's Age of Empires 2. I mean, the reviews is literally just me flipping through the books and stuff, being like, now here's this thing. Now here's this thing. Like, here's the... Okay, part of my problem is that I get excited about things that are usually bad. Like, sometimes I'll be like, wow, this guy has this crazy thing. And then everyone's like, oh, this sucks. It's real bad. And I'm like, oh. I've gotten better at knowing what's good and bad from playing so much over the years, but now I still get that sometimes. Or sometimes it's hard for me to like pair up synergies, I guess, where you're like, oh, this thing synergizes with this or whatever. I don't realize it for a while. I don't know. That's part of the fun, is discovering all the stuff you can find in battle tomes and all that. I just wanted to do Winter Goats, man, and I'm doing it. It's going great. Woo! Got his Hearthstone. Okay, so this Hearthstone looking rock is like, I tried to, somebody was like, all you have to do is you paint it blue or whatever, and then you take a brush and you go in each line and you paint it like a really bright blue to give it a glowy effect. But I tried doing that and I was losing my mind. I was like, eh, and it would like kind of blend out, and I was like, dude, I don't give a shit. So I just took a dry brush and I took the really bright one and I just went like, and it looks good. It looks good enough for me. I was like, I'm not about to sit here and just be like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do that. I got too many things to paint. Plus, like, my hands are shaky, man. You know what I mean? Like, they're not shaking too much right now, but they, you know, they're just shaky enough to where it's like, you're just kind of, you're gonna be like, whoop, whoop, you know, I'm gonna mess something up. So I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Honestly, dry brushing is like, dry brushing is one of those things where I think when you first start, it's kind of hard to pick up. Like, back in the day, I would dry brush too heavily. You know what I mean? So it kind of gave off that like Cheeto dust looking effect. But then you realize, like, oh, you really don't need that much paint to dry brush, so you just barely get any, and then you do it, and then you're like, oh, that's how it works. Because you can always build up layers of it, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Either way, what am I gonna paint today is the question. I could keep working on my Cygor, although I worked on his base earlier, so I kind of don't want to work more on him. I could work on... I could, like, base some Dragon Ogres. So they're already contrast painted. So they'd look kind of better. I can give them, like, some... I haven't really done any basing stuff on any videos or streams, honestly. So maybe I'll move him out of the way. Honestly, the way I've based... Uh-oh. Where'd that brush go? There it is. The way I based a lot of this stuff is I just look in real life. Like, this snow dirt looking thing, I literally just went outside because it snowed the last 2 days, and I looked at how the dirt looked with the snow on it, and it kind of just looked like that, where it's all, like, kind of messed up, and it's scattered all across. Because, you know, you would think, like, oh, the snow's just all over, but, like, really it's not. It really just looks like, kind of like this. So I was like, alright, that looks good. I'll probably have to, like, shade it or do something to it a bit, but... Literally based. Hyper Hedgehog with the 72 months. Something 6 years brain fried from being a substitute for Mythic Vault progression while under-geared, so words hard. Put some Crendor Nerds, Hypers, Wowies, Mommies, Pop Pop, Americano, Wee Wow Wowies in the chat for Hyper Hedgehog and his fried brain. What I say? I don't know what the Swing! 6 years. Thank you for the 6 honking years. Boom, boom. All right. Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do some basing stuff. So, thanks. I'm gonna try to do it similar to how I did that. So I need mud. I think I used this mud. Sterling Battle Mire. And you get your handy dandy scraper tool thing. Alright. I really like how this contrast turned out for the Dragon Ogre. I still gotta like dry brush them or something. But, you know, for quickly getting them done, like contrast with Zenithal Prime looks pretty good. Zen Chaos, 11 months. Friends and I are thinking about getting in the Age of Sigmar a bit after playing 40k for a few years. Any pitfalls for new players that you have learned from your delve back into it? Yes. They were the 11 months. Well, 79.11. Sweet. They were the 11 months. So Sigmar compared to 40k. If you know how to play 40k, playing Sigmar isn't too difficult to pick up. There's no strength or toughness. All right. You only, there's Rend. Instead of AP, you have Rend, which it's essentially just AP. So it's the simplified version of things. So let's say, right, these Dragon Ogres. I know what they do in the new Battle Tome. I'm not gonna say it. Let's say, you know, we're gonna make up some stuff. Let's say they have, I don't know, 1 wound. Okay, they have 1 wound each. And, then you roll a hit, a wound, and then that has a rend on it, and then it does damage. So, like, if you're gonna try to attack with these, you'd be like, alright, I hit on 2s. Barely anything hits on 2, but we'll, just for learning purposes. Like, hit on 2s, right? So you roll your hits. Then whatever hits, you roll the wounds. You're like, alright, wounds on 2s. So you roll again. So you're like, okay, wounds on 2s. And then whatever comes or whatever you wound with, you tell your opponent, like, okay, I got 3 wounds at -2 Ren. So then they look at their save profile, and if their save profile is like, I don't know, a 4, you just put the Rend on that. So you're like, alright, my save's 4, -2 Rens, now I'm a 6 save, right? And that's it. Then you gotta roll 6s. Then you have your ward save. So unlike 40k, where you have a, what's it called? What are the 40k save things called? Where you, do the thing where you automatically get a save roll of the thing. Invulnerable save. Okay, thank you. Unlike in 40k where you get an invulnerable save, you have a ward save. Okay, so let's say the damage just goes through in Age of Sigmar, right? So you're like, okay, I have a 6. I went from a 4 to a 6 because you have -2 Ren. So that's gonna, you know, make 6s. So you roll 4 dice. Let's say you save 1. So you're like, all right, I saved 1, 3 go through. And those are 2 damage each. So you're like, all right, they're 2 damage each. So you take 6 damage. So with the ward save, it's a feel no pain. So you roll 6 dice because you took 6 damage, and let's say you have a 5-up ward. So every 5-up, you can block that damage, and then you take whatever it is. Right? So yeah, a ward save's just a feel no pain. So it's honestly just like a simplified version of 40k, which is kind of why I like it. Well, I like it because it's like medieval fantasy warfare, and I prefer that. But, and stratagems are kind of boiled down to like generic command traits. So like everybody in every army, unless you're Ossiarch Bone Reapers, can do these command traits that are like across the board universal. So you can do like all-out attacks, you get +1 to hit. You do all-out defense, you get +1 to save. You can do rally. So like if you have a unit of 10 guys and 5 are dead and they're out of combat, you can be like, I'm gonna rally them, and on 6-ups they come back. But some armies are like, oh, on 5-ups they come back, or on 4-ups they come back. So you have rally. You have Unleash Hell, which is, I think, like Lookout Sir. So it's like if you charge, and you charge within 6 inches of the unit that is shooting, or has shooting, you can shoot at them. But instead of 40k, where I think it's you only hit on 6s, it's you get -1 to your shooting profile to hit. So it's actually a lot easier to hit in Age of Sigmar with shooting. But less things have shooting. Like in 40k, literally everything has shooting, for the most part. In Sigmar, not everything has shooting. It's much more like, you know, melee combat, magic focused. So yeah. Honestly, I think I enjoy playing Sigmar more because of that, but I still enjoy 40k every once in a while. It's like a mix-up thing. I'm just also bad at 40k. Especially like the objective things and everything. I don't know. Yeah. It's really fun. Honestly, Age of Sigmar 1.0 sucked ass. I didn't actually play it, but from what I've seen and heard, it sucked ass. It was just like a goofy, dumb thing. And then Age of Sigmar 2.0 was okay. It was still a little complex. It had a lot of just save stacking, sweaty. It had a lot more sweatiness. And now Age of Sigmar 3.0, it's gotten a little more, not complicated, but like there's just more stuff to know, I guess. But it's not like complex stuff. But once you pick it up, you're like, okay, this is pretty easy. You know what I mean? And then, but I think it's in a much better spot. Like, honestly, I think it's just fun. Like, and you can play pretty much any army, and I think what I like a lot about it, I gotta shake this up more, is that it feels like you can play any army in Age of Sigmar, and you can beat any other army. Like, obviously, you have counters, you have people that are like, oh, this army's probably gonna show me. It's like when you play a MOBA, right? Like, you're like, oh, I'm playing this champion into this champion. I'm probably gonna lose because I'm countered, but if you're really good, you can win still. Well, it feels like a lot of times in 40k, it's like, I pick this into this, I lose. You know what I mean? Like that, it feels like that happens less in Age of Sigmar. Alright. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna start putting mud down. Like, I have one friend, he is really good at just strategy stuff, right? And so in order to like balance everything out when he plays with us, he like plays really meme tier lists. Like he plays Caradhran Overlords, but he plays like really dumb Caradhran Overlord lists, and he'll play Khorne. And you know, if you're playing Khorne, that's already a terrible list, no matter what you do in Age of Sigmar. So things like that, and he'll still win. Like, it's pretty crazy. But then, obviously, there's still, like, broken things. It honestly feels like a MOBA, is how I always describe it. You know, somebody's playing Yasuo, somebody's playing, like, Ari, and then someone else is playing, like, Aurelian Soul. You know what I mean? Like, it's that type of thing. If he plays a good army, oh my god, it's gonna be over. Although, we've gotten better. I remember one time I played against him. I was, like, first starting to play, and he played Tzeentch, and I played Seraphon, and I lost, like, turn 2. Like, it was terrible. Granted, now I know what everything does. Back then, I didn't know what everything does, but... just depends. It also depends how you roll. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Alright. Okay. I don't want all this to be like clumped up. So yeah. That's how I compare it. But overall, it's a really fun game. I like it a lot. And I think it's honestly growing in popularity. I think a lot of people didn't like it because they were like, this killed Warhammer Fantasy, you know what I mean? So they just kind of had a bad taste in their mouth from it. Because that's, you know, that's what it did. But I think it's honestly gotten a lot better over the years. Yeah. Plus, they have a lot of cool models. Like, there's some really cool new models with Age of Sigmar stuff. Honestly, Tzeentch is just... I have a Tzeentch army. I played it once, and I felt bad playing it, so I didn't play it again. Like, Tzeentch is something I bust out if I'm like, man, I just want to be really annoying. It's like playing a blue deck in Magic or something. Come on. I kind of like getting it on their feet as well, the like mud. Because it's like their feet aren't going to not have mud on it, you know what I mean? That's why I might put snow on like some of the Gorgons and models and stuff too. Like it's snowing on them, I don't know. Tzeentch Flamers are like the most broken... most broken thing. The problem is like Tzeentch, you just castle up. You castle up, you cast your magic, you have a good time. Unless you're going up against like crazy other casters. What's that? That's some here. But man, I love playing it. I love rolling dice. Like, I thought I loved Blood Bowl, but like, I love playing Warhammer tabletop. Like, it's so much fun. I think because in Blood Bowl, for example, you only roll so many dice in Blood Bowl, right? Like, you're like, oh, here's my 2 block dice, or like, here's my 1 dodge dice. Like in Warhammer, you're like, all right, 30 attacks. Right? Here's my like 10 hard-hitting attacks. Then these, like, you roll so many more dice. You roll like hundreds of dice. And I love that. And you still have those low impact rolls, you know what I mean? Like, you still have like, oh, I gotta cast my spells, and then if you miscast, you shit yourself, but... you're like, oh well, I still have like a bunch of dice to roll. Yeah, in Blood Bowl, you don't want to roll dice. You're negating the amount of dice you want to roll. But in Warhammer, you want to roll a lot of dice. Like, okay, the most fun I've had in 40k is just rolling with the Stomper. The Stompa, if you will. And just being like, Stompa is gonna shoot the shit out of whatever, and then just trying to blow shit up. Like, that's the most fun I've had in 40k. There we go. Or just trying to blow it up itself. That's always fun. I think there's a stratagem where you can, before you explode, you like move your thing a certain amount of inches. I think I tried doing that and then it failed. I haven't actually blown it up yet. Honestly, that's what I want from the new 40K. Like, I really want 40K 10th edition to go a little more Sigmar. Like, I want it to kind of get simplified. They might learn from Sigmar, honestly. So, I mean, I think having everybody have a certain amount of, like, generalized abilities and command abilities and stuff like that is really nice. Oh my god, you know what okay, here's what I hate about 40K. If I had to pick one thing, if I had to pick one thing to get rid of from 40K, it would be rerolling. Like, it's one thing to reroll every once in a while, right? Like, oh, I get to reroll my casting roll, right? Or, oh, I get to reroll this thing because I have a special thing. But it's the fact that everyone's like, all right, my army is 2s by 2s rerolling 1s. Like, okay. Why? That's so, like, it makes it not fun because you're like, oh boy, I hope my opponent misses. And then they're like, oh, I rolled some misses. Time to re-roll those. You know what I mean? Like, if you miss, you miss. Like, I hate that. And because then it's like, as a defensive player, you're like, well, I guess I'm about to take on just like 50 shots and just shit myself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what they've done with Age of Sigmar, is they've gotten rid of, like, all rerolls. Like, rerolls have been eliminated from Age of Sigmar. There's, like, so few rerolls in the game now. It's actually fantastic. Because, number one, it makes it feel good when your opponent misses, because you're like, wow, they missed. That's just what happened, right? Like, they missed their attack. Cool. And then, it speeds up the game, because you don't have to re-roll all these dice, and then you have to roll more dice, and then everybody's rolling more dice. Like, everything just gets sped up. Like, it's done. It's like a second chance type of thing should be minuscule. You know what I mean? Or, like, it should be some type of specialized artifact you have to do that costs, like, a lot. Where it's like, oh, man, this is something I only get to do once per game, right? Like, oh, I only get to reroll my attacks once per game. And, like, oh, I'm in my... Like, okay, for example, it's like, oh, I'm Ying. So, like, when I'm Ying, that allows me to reroll my charge rolls, right? Like, okay, that's cool, because, like, they're Ying. They're going crazy, right? They can reroll their charges. But, like, aside from that, like, that's it. You know? I'd rather rerolls than double turns. Okay, well, double turns are kind of annoying. Okay, I will agree. But I will say that I think the reason double turns are more impactful in 40K is because of shooting. Because in 40K, if you're like, I double turn, you just shoot them, and then you shoot them again. And like, Age of Sigmar has far less shooting. So, it's a lot... It's still, like, gonna hurt. But it's not gonna hurt as much, you know what I mean? But honestly, I'm not a big double turn person either. I'd rather just go back and forth and back and forth. I think it's just more fair. That's one thing I would get rid of Age of Sigmar, I think. I'm not a big double turn person. Plus, there's probably, like, ways you can also do other things. Oh, that's another thing. I forgot. The Age of Sigmar combat and 40K combat are different because so many things, like, blur in my mind. So, like, in 40K, when you charge, all your units that charge get to go first, right? But in Age of Sigmar, that doesn't matter. You essentially start in the combat phase, and the person whose turn it is gets to pick where they fight first. And then, the other person gets to pick where they fight. And you go back and forth. It's not like in 40K where you're like, alright, all my things charged, and they get to go first. Like, that doesn't happen. They do have, like, last strike and first strike and things like that, but that's only kind of specialized. Come on, get over here. Yeah. The amount of time... There was a time where I didn't get a double turn for like 2.5 games. I lost my priority roll, I think, like 7 times in a row. Like, it was terrible. I was like, please, can I win a priority roll? It was so bad. Here we go. There we go. I mean, yeah, there's Lumen. Honestly, there's a lot of, like, in the new edition, especially, there's a lot of, like, if this thing fights, then this thing gets to fight. Like, they have a lot of that now. So somebody at Games Workshop must have been like, I love this rule, and implemented it, because there's a lot of that. But one thing I hate about Lumineth is just their command ability that's like, oh, your command abilities cost 2 command abilities. I hate that. That's like the dumbest thing. I hate it so much. It's like, it's a command point and command heavy game, and then you're just allowing an army to be like, it costs 2. It's stupid. I hate it. I thought they would take it out in their new book, and then they didn't. Yeah, there's no interaction. There's no, like, counterplay. There's no... It's just, you get shit on. And if you have no casting to even try and dispel it, you get super shit on. It's just, it's auto happening. Unless they, like, miscast. So that's stupid. I don't know. Here we go. Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of the smaller games like Kill Team and stuff are fun. We got really into Underworlds for a while. I tried Warcry. It was actually pretty fun, but we haven't really played much Warcry after that. How often do Warhammer editions come out? Usually there's a new edition every, like, 3 years? Usually it's like 3 years. Maybe 4 if they're running late, but... Like, the last 40k one, I think, was like 3 years ago, and there's rumored to be a new one coming out. Sigmar was like 2 years ago now. But they come out with, like, new battle, or what do you call them? Like, general's handbooks and battle packs and things. So it, like, freshens up the meta and things like that. And they'll, like, patch stuff and change what's good and drop points and raise points and everything. And then give new battle tomes. New battle tomes give your army new rules, new war scrolls, and everything like that. So a lot of people just wait for their new books to be good. So for me, I remember when I first started playing, I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to play Beasts of Chaos. And everyone was like, oh yeah, they're okay. And then they were indeed okay, and then everyone else got new battle tomes that were really good, and I was like, man, I can't wait for Beast of Chaos to get a new battle tome. And then years went by. Years went by. Lumineth got 3 battle tomes, and I was like, oh boy, any day now. And finally, we get a new battle tome. Thank God. Come on, there we go. Very excited. Very excited. Boom, 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 boom. Best I can currently grasp about Warhammer at the moment is World's Wildest combo of D&D and Magic instead of cards. There's only minis. Honestly, kinda. You're not wrong. It's a lot of dice rolling. It's kind of like it. I don't know how to describe it. It is kind of like a mixture of D&D and Magic, though. You're not wrong. And then, I don't know, mix in, like, weird chess. I guess you can mix in, like, chess. But chess with rulers. So you can measure shit out. Do you have any Bestigors? I do. I have 50 Bestigors. I have... What do I have? I have 50 Bestigors. I have 30 Gores. I have 3 Dragon Ogre. I only have 3. These are the only 3 I have. I have 2 or 3 Doom Bulls. I have 30 Ungors, I think. I think 30 Ungors. I have 2 Cygors, 2 Gorgons, a Chaos Gargant, 2 Great Brace Shamans. I have the old Beast Lord. I have the new Beast Lord. I have a lot of Bulgors. I think I have like 15 Bulgors. I have friends that just didn't want their Beast of Chaos, and I already had like 6 Bulgors, and they're like, "Do you want the rest of my Bulgors?" And I was like, "Sure." So I bought them for like 30 bucks. So they didn't want them. So now I got like 15 Bulgors. I don't even need them all. So I'll probably just paint them and try to do like cool different themes or something, and then swap them if I play the game. Be like, I want to bring these. And then... Oh my god. What else do I have? Honestly, I have a lot. I have a lot of Beasts of Chaos. And I have like one of each old model. I have one Bestigor Chariot, one Razor Gore. I have one, what do you call it? Cockatrice. I just hate building fine cast resin stuff, honestly. It's annoying. Dark Angels now. I honestly don't know a lot about 40k. And the stuff I do know is Necron, Orc, and that's pretty much it. And I have Tyranids, but I don't really know a lot about Tyranid lore. So that's really all I care about. I'm not a big human person. Not a human fan. That also includes Chaos humans. Alien humans. Bulgors are both hammer and anvil must be... Yeah, honestly, after they changed the White Dwarf list, or they did the White Dwarf update to be like, oh, your Herdstone now has Super Rend. I was like, oh my god. So then everyone just ran, I think, Dragon Ogres and Bulgors and like Cockatrices. That was like every Beastmen list. And it works. But I want to play all the other stuff, which is why I'm excited the new Battle Tome's coming out. And theoretically, I might have gotten the new Battle Tome weeks ago, and I can't talk about it, theoretically, until very soon. Wow. Crazy. I can't wait to be able to talk about it, honestly. It'll be a fun video. Here we go. Neat. Wait, I get some in there. Yeah. Dude, when I get into like Battle Tome stuff, it gets really nerdy. It's like some of the nerdiest stuff I've done. Alright. I've done it. I've based all of them. In mud. Well, so that's round 1 of basing them. So that's good. Let's put that there. Clean this off. Does it hurt not talking about it? A little bit. Boop, 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 boop. The whole hobby is pretty nerdy, honestly. 100%. I want to start Slaves of Darkness or Lizard Men. I hope Lizard Men get new models soon. Well, good news. They are. There's the Las Vegas Open, I think this weekend, and there's like 3 new Seraphon models coming out that got previewed in one of their article things. And I'm going to tell you right now, one is a new Slan. Like, it's 100% a new Slan. All right, it's like, okay, I'll put it like 99% just in case, but like, I'd bet money. Then it looks like Saurus Warriors. Probably new Saurus Warriors, because the old Saurus Warriors also look like their ass. And they've also made Saurus Warriors that look like Saurus Warriors. So I would guess that. Because they also, God, they need a upgrade. And then, the last thing looks like Skink Cavalry. Because if you look at the tail, I made a video on this, but like if you look at the tail, right, it kind of has the thing where the tail like splits like that, and that's what the Troglodon has, and the Troglodon is being ridden by a skink priest. So it would make sense that they have like little Troglodon raptor things that they ride around on. So that's my guess. I think it might be just new Skink Cavalry. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed, but honestly, I'll take what I can get. I think getting a new Slan is actually the most important thing they need to do. And that's why I think it's obvious that that's what it is. Because, like, okay, you're making a Lizardmen Seraphon army, right? And you're like, oh boy, what are the primary things that you have in this army? No matter what you have, and that's, you have a Slan. You either have Lord Croak, or you have a Slan. He is a Slan, right? And so you go to buy it from your, you know, your hobby store, your Games Workshop, whatever, and they're like, oh, here's your Slan, and he's just some fine cast ass looking old 2011 model. And you're like, oh, okay. So now it would make sense that they update the Slan, because they've already updated Lord Croak, so they have like the template of how to do a Slan as like a big plastic model. And that's what it just looks like another type of Lord Croak thing, but with a Slan. So that's, I think, what it is. Finecast just sucks ass. Having to use like super glue, having to like scrub it down with a toothbrush, like, yeah. So it's a Slan. And then I just think it's Saurus Warriors, and I think it's Skink Cavalry. So honestly, listen, I'll take what I can get at this point. I'll take anything. It's also weird because like Lord Croak is on a base like this, and the old Slan are on bases like this. So I think also having that match the Lord Croak base is probably something they want for the new book, because the new book is going to be happening probably around the same time the models come out, which would be like March, I would imagine. What up, comrade? Howdy from Criken stream. Vermintide did not happen. Sad times. Sad times. Alright, so we got our guys here. The mud is drawing. Drawing? It's drying. This mud, it's still got a bit. It could be okay to like kind of blend the snow with it now, but What's this music from? Age of Empires 2. Sup, Crendor, do you think you'd sub to the Warhammer streaming service just to watch the live-action Warhammer show being made, or will it take more? I actually am sub to it because I got free models, and they gave me like 3 months free or something back when it came out. So I have it. and I wanted my Auric War Boss or whatever it was, so I got that. And then after that, I forgot I even had it, and then it renewed, so I was like, well, I guess I have it again. So yeah, I have it. Tomorrow's the day I start my leave from work. Shit, dude. Nice. Well, nice and not nice, I guess. Let's see. Oh, I can paint the rims. Some people like to paint the rims black or whatever color. I like blending the rim color in with whatever it is. So like this guy, he's ice, so I painted it blue. Like this Cygor, it's brown, so I painted it brown. I just like it looking more like it blends in with the base environment. Shake it up. All right. Honestly, I don't even thin this paint because it's like base. You know, I'm not gonna thin paint. This just goes on the base. So it doesn't really matter. There we go. What's one of your favorite moments from a Warhammer game you played in? Oh man, there's a lot of them. There was a game where I needed to make... So I was playing Nurgle, right? Nurgle are annoying for anyone to play against. And I essentially had one guy left. I don't remember what unit it was. It was like it was just some dumb Nurgle unit. It might have been Blight Kings or something. I don't remember. And they could not kill that unit because I kept either rolling the saves or I would roll the ward saves, and then I would heal, and it would just like, it was amazing. What up, Vefriel? How are you doing? Oh my god, that reminds me. Okay, never mind. My favorite was Clan Rats. So I was playing against somebody. He was playing Sylvaneth when the Sylvaneth book came out, and then the Skaven book came out, obviously. So I was playing Skaven, and we were playing a 2v2, and my friend said, okay, can you kill his pack of 20 Clan Rats? Which, Clan Rats are like 100 points. They're like 1 wound, 100 points, and they have like a 5-up save. So like, for Sylvaneth, especially like the hard-hitting tree dudes, they should be able to do that. And he was like, yeah, I can take him out. And he proceeded to not kill my Clan Rats for like 3 turns. Either I don't even know how. He was just rolling terribly on hit and wound rolls, and then he would kill like 4 of them, and then I would bring like D3 back because they rally back at the end of the battle shock phase, and then I would like just hit with Clan Rats, and I think I killed one of his trees, and then by the end of it, I think he finally killed them, but it was like the end of turn 3, and I'd already scored like twice on that objective, and it didn't matter anymore because we were up by like 10 points and it was over. So that was fun. Just having 100 points of Clan Rats just do work. I love Skaven. Great army. Great army. Doing good, nice. Which Nick... Oh, it scrolled past. If you're asking which Nick Cage movie we watch, it was 2 very bad ones. Should be glad that you missed them. They were bad. Humanity Bureau and like 211. There we go. It's another one. See, like, look at the difference, right? Look at the difference. All right. Actually, I gotta like a little bit up there. There you go. Yeah, I really like the color on these guys. This is, where is it? Eldari Emerald. Eldari Emerald. Pretty much, I wanted to do my Beast of Chaos with the winter theme, and then I figured these guys are like dragon ogres. So I was like, well, this is a cool color because it's like kind of a bluish green. So it's got that winter blue effect, but it's also green like the ogres, or the dragon part of the dragon ogres. So I was like, this kind of works pretty neat. And then I did it, and I was like, I like it. So I'm happy that worked out. Bow, bow, bow. There we go. Good. A little bit in here. There we go. Now we're good. Yeah, I still gotta paint the metal bits, and I gotta dry brush their scales and stuff. But yeah, once we do that, it'll look fantastic. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I didn't even know the patch was coming out Tuesday. I'm definitely ready. I want to check out the trading post. I'm excited for that. Oh, it's February 1st. All right. Very good. All right. Then, let's see. So again, this is what we're kind of going for. More like the snow base. So I still gotta like add some trees. And then some little like brushes and stuff like that.
Thanks.
And even this one, like I'm still probably gonna like shade it in or something, but or shade it in as in like I'm gonna put some sort of shade paint over all this stuff on the snow to make it blend a bit. I don't know if I'll use like a gray shade or like a blue shade, maybe a blue, because it'll make it look more icy or something. Probably something like that. TC Death and Taxes with the 17 months. A little painting action after the Niners win. Life is good. Thank you very much. Oh, wait. Swag. I went over, but whatever. Alright, there we go. Put the bark back. Good. I don't know if I should put the snow on yet. I'll probably just let it dry a bit more, honestly. But it's actually crazy how much better models look after you base them. Because a lot of people, they'll just paint and then be like, whatever. Which I do all the time, as you can tell by me painting things. In fact, I should base this guy. But once you base stuff, it's like, wow. It went from looking like him sitting on a random white piece of plastic to him actually being in an environment. That's crazy. In fact, I'm gonna do the same thing for this guy, especially because he's not even really winter themed. He's just kind of a guy. All right. Yeah. Luckily, a lot of these other guys don't have as big of bases, so it's a lot easier to just put a little bit down, then you're good. There we go. And the other side. Uh-oh. Yeah, geez. In fact, I'm just gonna... I don't even care if it gets on the rock. There we go. Neat. Perfect. In fact, I'm just gonna put some on the rock. There we go. Scrape it all up from the base part. Cool. And cool. Okay. My favorite is a 40k game. My works against my friend's Tyranids. I teleported unit boys and then successfully charged a unit of Tyranid warriors. My boys cleared the whole squad. My friend used a behemoth stratagem to let the warriors fight before being taken off the board. Both units clearly wiped each other. It's hilarious. That is funny. That's the thing, is like, I just enjoy playing for like the wacky, goofy moments too, you know what I mean? I love a good wacky, goofy moment. There we go. Which is why I'm excited to play a lot of Gits, because they got a lot of wacky, goofy moments. I'm gonna take this and just... There we go. Be good enough for now. Yeah, that's also why I like the orcs. That's why I play the Stompa every time. Every orc list I have includes the Stompa. And Squigs. Alright, well I guess I'll just Dryad Bark paint it again. I have seen some of the Star Wars minis. And I saw there's that like big lizard guy. He looks pretty sick. I don't even know who he is. Or what he does, but he looks cool. There we go. Whoop. Neat. Then, I'll take my towel, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it. Sick. Yeah, Clan Scryer is also pretty wacky goofy. You either blow yourself up or you go crazy and do a bunch of damage. I love that. Ooh-ah. Alright. So we got that based. Sick. Oh, you know what we can do? Alright, so because this is all gonna be drying. Alright. I have another Cygor I painted a while ago. Hold on. Now this Cygor, I painted him normally. Hold on. So as you can see here, he's just a normal Cygor. He was like the first beast thing I painted. He's kind of wonky, but he does have a dry mud base that looks kind of bad. So, to make it look better, I'm gonna winterify it, because then he'll fit in with the army as well. So first things first. Yeah. We're gonna paint the base around him, so it's not just white. There we go. There we go. There we go. Some more. I'm not thinning my paints again because it's the base and I don't care. I already know somebody's be like, Crendor, you're not thinning your paints. Give me that thick base. Thick paint base. There we go. Uh-oh, hit the mic. You're not thinning your paints, homie. Get all that. That works. Cool. A bit more. I have a lens for painting such detail? Not at all. I just wing it. I'm not trying to win any awards. I'm just trying to chill out, have a good time, and have my models not just look like plastic on the table. I just want them to be colored in. Alright, sick. Put that back now. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I do love that he can't see well, but he can see like magic and like the winds of magic or whatever, so he just like chucks rocks and like eats wizards. I love it. I gotta paint his eye too, I forgot. I should paint his eye. I'll do that a different time. Alright, so now I'm gonna take a classic Ulthuan Gray. If you want a color for just a bunch of shit, Ulthuan Gray is fantastic. You can dry brush it for like highlights. It can be snow. It can literally just, you can blend it with other stuff. It's great. Where's my dry brush? All right. So, get a little bit of that. Also, I saw someone ask about airbrush. I'm not a big airbrush person. I really like just kind of hand doing everything, to be honest. Which I guess technically you are hand doing it with an airbrush, but I don't know. I'm not a big like fan of how the airbrush looks either. So now, just kind of do that. Kind of makes all the little dirt and stuff pop a bit. This doesn't matter too much because I'm gonna paint over it anyway with a bunch of like snow. But for now, there you go. Starting to pop more. Power of dry brushing. Then in fact, I'm gonna just do a little more like randomness. Cool. Alright. Especially in the areas that aren't covered by him, because it's like shadows. Neat. Okay. That's true. Airbrush is good for like zenithal priming and stuff. Detail you have on just the hands alone, very well done. Hey, thanks. I've just been, I don't know, over the years I've slowly progressed from being like below average to average. And now I'd say I'm slightly above average. Slightly. Let's see. Then, take our Blizzard. Our Valhallan Blizzard. I also bought some Army Painter Snow. Thanks. So I'll probably try that out at some point, but not right now. Let's take that. Pompery with the 8 months. Thank you for the 8 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sweet. Thank you for the 8 months. I need to sleep. The dishwasher's still running, making noise. What do I do? That sounds great. I love dishwasher noise. Alright, so we take some of this, and then we just start spreading it. Kind of random. Kind of wacky. There we go. There we go. One more. I could probably go a little crazier with snow on this guy. So I kind of want to see what it looks like, but for now, let's do so. You can always like stack layers down the line. Okay. Go a little crazy with the snow. Actually, yeah, that's some like heavy snow. Yeah. I'll go this side. Oh yeah. Gonna chunk it on. Yeah, the Army Painter one seems pretty thick. So that's why I kind of want to test it on something else before I use it on, like, a giant model like this. Come on. There we go. Yeah, it looks a little weird. There we go. So I still kind of want it to be spread around a little bit. And then I'm going to throw in some plants. There we go. Whoop. Gotta get more. Good. Whoop. There we go. This one's got a lot of snow. Since he doesn't have a winter theme, he's just gonna have a bunch of snow. I'll check out. Okay. And neat. Okay. That's pretty good. So now, hold on. Show it off. Here he is. So you can see. Bunch of snow now, right? You got the dirt, you got the snow. But, actually, let's look. There's like a line here. It's a little weird. Hold on. Yeah. It's weird, there's like nothing here. A little bit here. Here's the other side. Okay, that's a little better. You think I'd ever stream a game at AOS? Maybe at some point. It'd take a lot of setting up, which is the annoying part. That's why it's easier to make videos of AOS. Because you can kind of like film and then you don't have to be hooked up to a computer. I guess you could like use your phone to stream. I don't know. Let's see. Actually, I kind of want more to be on the edges. Not a lot though. Just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Then we get our tufts of winter grass, frozen tuft. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Get some of these. Where's my glue? We got our classic Elmer's glue all. Okay. And then, yeah. Let's get a little bit of glue. The nice part is if the glue overflows on this one, it blends in with the snow. So that's neat. A little more. Belly here. Yeah, looks good. I'll do another one. I kind of want it to be like close by, actually. Yeah, like right there. I kind of want 5 of these. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like 5. Here, here. I want like back. Yeah, back by his foot. And then one more. Hold on, you can't even see. You can see like his rock. All you can see is his rock. You can't even see what I'm doing. Maybe like here? Yeah, that looks good. We'll squish that in. There we go. So now, we got some tufts. Tufts of grass in there. Then what I'm gonna do, so we're gonna take some more of that winter paint we just had, right? In fact, I can just take some of this. So, where's my thing? We just take some of the paint on the ground here, right? And we just kind of put it in the plants. I saw some guy do this on YouTube. Right? So you're kind of getting the snow in the plants. Obviously the plants are going to have snow in them, right? So you do that. A little bit back here. This one's just going to be like overflowed with snow as it breaks. I get a little more here. And a little back here. There we go. Still got like, yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So, here we go. Now, you can see, plant's got some snow in them. A little more realistic. Kind of like he's walking across the frozen tundra, if you will. Scrape some of that. There we go. And then, you know, once it all dries, maybe I'll do some more stuff to it, but that's good enough for now. Speaking of which, I gotta go cook dinner. So we're grilling steak at midnight, 12:30 technically. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed Warhammer basing night. I think it was the first time I've ever done this much basing, or I think basing at all. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Lots of fun doing some winter themes. Thank you for watching. If you're new here, click the follow button, follow along, be alerted when I go live. Click the bell to be super notified when I go live, if Twitch is working. It probably won't be. Also, thanks to everybody who subscribed, resubscribed, drop bits, drop tips, gifted subs. Thank you for all the support. And if you want to check out my Warhammer channel, !Warhammer in the chat, you can go follow me on YouTube, subscribe over there. Yeah, I'm trying to do Sunday night Warhammer is like my thing. So like, you know, every Sunday night I do Warhammer. I think it's just a good Sunday night chill out type of thing, you know what I mean? So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Okay. See ya. Do-da-do. Do-da-do. Do-da-doo. Do-da-doo.